Welcome back, everybody, to Mindset, Motivation, and Money for another deep dive. This time, we're getting up close and personal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, getting deep down inside.
Deep down inside.
Ourselves.
Love it.
Honestly analyzing how we can ditch those bad habits and create lasting change for good.
I like that. I like that angle. It's not just about analyzing ourselves. It's about using that analysis as fuel
For change.
for real change.
For good.
Yeah.
Like actually changing.
Lasting change.
Not just like trying something for a week.
Yeah.
Reading a self-help book and be like, all right, I'm done.
I know all the secrets of the universe now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
So get ready to unlock your potential. Because this is not your typical self-help pep talk, you know? We're going beyond the surface
Right.
to really understand the language of our inner world.
You know, it's so fascinating to me how often we seek change without really understanding ourselves. The forces at play within us. We go after these quick fixes. We devour these self-help books looking for that magic formula. But what if the key to change is already within us?
It's like we're always looking for the answers out there
Out there.
instead of in here.
Yeah.
Like we've all tried those positive affirmations. We've all maybe dabbled in some new habits.
Tried the new diet.
Yeah. But real change just seems so elusive. It's like we're trying to learn a new language, but only memorizing a few phrases. Like we're missing the underlying grammar.
The structure.
Yeah, the structure.
Oh, that's such a good analogy. You're totally right. You know, true self-awareness isn't just about looking within. It's about really understanding that constant conversation that's happening in our minds.
Yeah.
The web of thoughts, the beliefs and interpretations that literally shape our reality. Think of it like a spider's web. Each strand represents a thought pattern, a belief, or even a reaction.
So we have to map out this whole web
Yeah.
to really understand how it's built.
Exactly. And just like a spider knows how to spin a web instinctively, we all have this natural capacity for self-awareness. It's skill.
It is.
But like any skill, it can be neglected. It can even be abused. We get so caught up in the content of our thoughts that we forget to examine the structure, the patterns underneath.
It's like those personality quizzes we all took growing up,
Oh, yeah.
trying to fit ourselves into these neat little boxes.
Yeah.
We were looking for that fixed identity, the quick fix answer to, who am I?
Oh, and that's the trap, right? Quick
Yeah.
fixes everywhere you look. Diet gurus, self-help gurus.
Yeah.
Everyone's promising a shortcut to a better self. But real transformation requires us to go deeper, to understand how we work on the inside.
So ditch the quick fixes, ditch the validation from outside,
Yes.
and instead really try to decipher the language of our own minds.
Exactly.
So that sounds so complicated.
I know.
Like, how do we even begin to understand our own inner dictionary?
Yeah.
This unique way that we each translate the world.
Have you ever had a conversation with someone where, like, you're speaking the same language, but every word they say has this slightly different connotation?
Oh, yeah.
This different nuance that you're just not quite grasping?
I've been there.
Okay, that's what happens inside our own minds all the time.
Wow.
We're misinterpreting our own feelings, mistaking exhaustion for boredom, loneliness for hunger, anxiety for excitement.
Our inner dictionary is messed up.
It is. It's shaped by all our experiences, our beliefs, even our cultural conditioning. It determines how we perceive the world and ourselves.
So if we're always misinterpreting our own internal signals, it's no wonder we struggle to change.
Right.
So how do we start to rewrite this inner dictionary?
All right, so picture this. Picture your mind as a stage. Okay.
Yeah.
And on that stage, you have this cast of characters representing different aspects of yourself.
Okay, I can see that.
All right, so you've got your inner critic
Oh, I know that one.
constantly pointing out flaws.
Right.
You got your inner cheerleader urging you forward. And then maybe lurking in the shadows, you've got your inner saboteur.
Oh. Whispering doubts and fears.
Yeah.
Each character has a distinct voice motivations, a pattern of behavior.
So we've all got this inner drama going on.
We do.
Yeah.
We have this dialogue between different parts of ourselves.
All the time.
All the time. And if we can learn to recognize these voices as distinct entities,
Okay.
we can start to understand their motivations, their patterns. Is your inner critic rooted in past experiences with judgment or a need for perfection? Is your inner cheerleader fueled by genuine encouragement or a fear of failure?
So we're getting to know our inner cast of characters.
Yes, by identifying them,
Yeah.
we can start to question them,
Yeah.
their validity,
Yeah.
their usefulness.
Do we want to give them the microphone?
Exactly. We can choose which voices to amplify and which ones to quiet down.
So we're like the director of our own interplay.
You got it. We're not trying to erase parts of ourselves, but we're trying to understand their roles, how they're
Yeah.
contributing to our well-being. It's about integration, not elimination.
I love that. This is so fascinating. We're peeling back the layers of ourselves to understand what's really driving us. This is giving me a whole new perspective on self-awareness. But how do we go from just recognizing these voices
Yeah.
to actually using them to make positive changes in our lives?
That is the million-dollar question,
It
and we're
is.
going to answer it.
All right. I can't wait.
It's like we treat our inner world as this like cluttered attic
Oh, yeah.
full of dusty boxes and forgotten trinkets.
Mm.
You avoid going up there
Mm-hmm.
because it feels so overwhelming, maybe even a little scary.
Yeah.
But what if instead of looking at it like a problem to be solved,
Yeah.
we saw it as this treasure trove waiting
Oh,
to be explored?
I love that. That's like those home makeover shows where they're like decluttering and like, oh my gosh, this is so much stuff. And then by the end, they're like, I found my grandmother's ring.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's the beauty of self-awareness. It's not about getting rid of everything in the attic.
Right. It's about becoming intentional about what you keep, what you let go of, and what you bring into your life going forward.
So how do we go about sorting through all that mental clutter? Like, where do we even begin?
Just like with a physical attic, it helps to take inventory.
Okay.
What are the dominant voices in your inner conversation? What are the recurring patterns of thought and behavior that aren't serving you anymore?
What are those things that keep popping up?
Yes. Are you constantly seeking external validation?
Mhm.
Do you have a hard time saying no?
Yeah.
Do you procrastinate on important tasks?
Been there, done that.
Right. We've all been there. But once we've identified these patterns, how do we actually start changing them? It can feel like they're just so ingrained,
Yeah.
like part of our DNA.
Like they're just who we are.
Right. It's true. Some patterns are definitely easier to shift than others.
Mm-hmm.
But even the voices that feel deeply entrenched can be transformed with consistent effort and awareness.
So there's hope.
There's always hope. The key is to understand where they came from, what experiences or beliefs are fueling them.
Oh, so this is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Like, we might find out that our inner critic is actually our mom's voice in our head.
Exactly. Or that fear of failure stems from a childhood experience where we were ridiculed for making a mistake.
Wow.
It's like realizing you've been wearing this hand-me-down sweater
Okay.
that no longer fits, and finally giving yourself permission to buy clothes that actually reflect who you are now.
I love that. It's like we can finally dress ourselves
Yes.
in clothes that fit.
Yes. It's about reclaiming our power,
Yeah.
choosing thoughts and behaviors that actually align with who we are,
Yeah.
who we want to be.
I love that. But this process of like unlearning all these old patterns and creating new ones can feel so daunting.
It can.
So where do we start? Like, how do we do this?
Mindfulness is a powerful tool.
Okay.
It's about cultivating this non-judgmental awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, your bodily sensations in the present moment.
Right. So instead of getting swept away in our emotions or our thoughts,
Yeah,
we're kind of taking a step back and observing them.
exactly. You're learning to observe without getting hooked. It's like hitting the pause button on autopilot
Okay.
and becoming conscious of the choices that you're making in each and every moment.
So mindfulness.
Yeah.
It can be meditation for some people.
Yes.
I know some people like yoga or Tai Chi.
Absolutely. Even simple activities like taking a walk in nature or savoring a cup of tea can be opportunities for cultivating mindfulness.
It's about finding what works for you.
It is. It's about finding those practices that allow you to connect with the present moment and cultivate that inner observer.
But what about those times when our thoughts are just like a runaway train?
Oh, yeah.
How do we bring ourselves back when we're just totally overwhelmed and anxious?
Grounding techniques can be incredibly helpful in those moments.
Grounding techniques.
These are simple practices that can reconnect you with your body and the present moment.
Oh, okay.
They bring you out of your head
Mm-hmm.
and into a state of calm.
So it's like an anchor
It is.
to bring us back.
Exactly.
What are some examples of some grounding techniques?
Absolutely. So one really simple technique is the 5-4-3-2-1 method.
Okay.
You notice 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste.
Oh, that's a good one.
This helps shift your attention away from those distressing thoughts and back into your sensory experience.
Back to reality.
Back to reality. I've also heard of people using a grounding stone or object,
Oh, yeah.
something they can hold in their hand and focus on its texture, its temperature.
Like a worry stone.
Exactly. And there are so many others. You can experiment and find what works best for you.
Yeah.
The key is to have these tools in your arsenal so you can use them whenever you need to bring yourself back to that state of equilibrium.
I love that. This is all so helpful.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Sometimes we need more than just tools and techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need professional help from a therapist or a counselor.
Absolutely. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a sign of strength and self-awareness to know when you need that extra support.
And a therapist can provide that safe space for you to work through those deeper patterns,
Yes,
the wounds that might be contributing to those negative habits.
exactly. It's like having a skilled guide
Yeah.
to help you navigate that inner landscape.
But what about people who don't have access to therapy or maybe are hesitant to take that step?
Right.
What other resources are out there?
There are so many wonderful books, podcasts, online communities dedicated to personal growth and self-awareness.
So many.
We'll definitely share some of our favorites in the show notes.
Awesome. And don't forget, the most important resource is your own inner wisdom.
So true.
Trust your gut. Experiment with different things. And just be patient with yourself.
Self-awareness isn't about achieving this perfect state of being. It's an ongoing journey of exploration and discovery.
This has been so enlightening. I feel like I have so many tools now to not only analyze myself honestly, but also to create those better habits for meaningful change.
I'm so glad to hear that.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
what is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out on their self-discovery journey?
That's a good question. Start by being kind to yourself.
I like that.
This journey can be challenging at times, and it's
Yeah.
easy to get discouraged.
Oh, yeah.
But remember, you're doing the best you can with the tools and resources you have available.
It's a process.
It is a process. It's not about perfection.
Yeah.
It's about progress
So true.
and celebrating those small wins along the way.
I think that's something we all forget to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Celebrate those little wins.
We get so focused on the end goal that we forgot to acknowledge how far we've come
Yeah.
and all the effort we've put in.
It's amazing how much our beliefs can shape our reality. We've been talking about these ingrained patterns and how they impact our actions.
Yes.
But how does that connect to our motivation,
Yeah.
to actually achieving the goals we set for
Well,
ourselves?
think about it. If you believe you're capable and worthy,
Mhm.
you're so much more likely to take action
Yeah.
toward your goals. You have that inner belief that propels you forward.
So it's almost like our mindset is the fuel
Yes.
for our motivation.
It's not just about willpower or discipline.
Right.
It's about cultivating a belief system
Mhm.
that supports your aspirations.
And I would imagine that the reverse is true too.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're always doubting yourself,
Yeah.
putting yourself down,
Yes.
that can drain your motivation.
Absolutely.
Let's-
Keep you stuck. It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't. You're right.
Yeah.
Our beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies.
So true. And this connection between mindset and motivation
Mm-hmm.
is probably especially important when it comes to our finances.
Oh, for sure.
We often think of money as this separate thing
Yeah.
outside of our control.
Right.
But are you saying that our mindset actually impacts
Huge impact.
our financial reality?
Absolutely. Your beliefs about money can either support or sabotage your financial success.
So if you think that money is evil or that rich people are greedy,
Yeah.
you might be subconsciously sabotaging your own financial growth.
Right. It's like creating these internal roadblocks
Yeah.
that prevent you from achieving abundance.
But on the flip side, if we view money as a tool
Yeah.
for creating positive change,
Right.
living a more fulfilling life,
Yeah.
then we're more likely to attract abundance and use it wisely.
Exactly. It's not about chasing money for the sake of it.
Right.
It's about cultivating a healthy relationship with money.
One that aligns with our values.
Yes. And that shift in mindset can have such a profound impact
Yeah.
on your overall financial well-being.
But let's be honest, a lot of people struggle with financial anxiety
They do.
and limiting beliefs about money.
It's so common.
So how do we start to shift those patterns and create a more empowering relationship with money?
Well, awareness is always the first step.
Okay.
What are your core beliefs about money? Where did those beliefs come from? Were you raised in a household where money was scarce?
Right.
Did you experience a financial setback that left you feeling insecure?
So acknowledging those deep-seated beliefs.
Yes.
And realizing that maybe they're not serving us anymore.
Exactly. And you can start to replace those limiting beliefs
Okay.
with affirmations that resonate with the financial reality you want to create. Instead of saying, I'm bad with money,
Yeah.
you might start saying, I'm capable of managing my finances and creating abundance.
It's like rewriting the script.
It is.
Choosing to believe in our own capability.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of visualization.
A visualization.
Imagine yourself achieving your financial goals,
Mm,
feeling abundant and secure.
like really feeling it.
Yes. Those positive emotions can help reprogram your subconscious mind.
So it's not just about thinking differently.
Right.
It's about feeling differently about money.
Exactly. It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with your desired financial reality.
So powerful.
Eh.
But let's talk about the action part.
Yes.
How do we move from mindset and motivation to actually getting results with our money?
Well, once you're clear on your goals and you've started shifting your mindset, it's time to take action. Create a budget. Track your spending. Explore new income streams. Invest wisely.
All those practical steps.
Yes, there are so many things you can do to improve your situation.
But that can feel really overwhelming for some people,
It can.
especially if you've never really managed your money before.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who feels intimidated by the financial world?
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Okay,
There are so many resources available. Financial advisors, online courses, books, podcasts.
so many resources.
Find someone you trust
Yeah?
who can guide you and support you.
Even just talking to a friend or family member.
Yes.
Someone you trust can be so helpful.
It's so important to have that support system as you navigate this
Yeah.
often complex world of finances.
What about those emotional blocks?
Mm-hmm.
Things like fear of failure or even fear of success.
Those are real.
They are.
And they can be so paralyzing.
Hmm.
But remember, fear is often a sign that you're on the right track.
Oh,
It means you're stepping outside your comfort zone.
okay.
You're moving towards something meaningful.
It's a good thing.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like that quote, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek."
I love that.
Yes.
So acknowledge those fears,
Yes.
but don't let them control you.
Don't let them hold you back. Break down your goals into smaller steps. Celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
And remember, failure is an opportunity
Yeah.
for learning and growth.
It's all part of the process.
It is.
This has been such an incredible journey of self-discovery,
It has.
really exploring how mindset, motivation, and money are all connected.
They're so intertwined.
I'm feeling really inspired to go out there and create change.
That's awesome. I love that energy.
But what about you? What's your biggest takeaway from this deep dive?
You have the power within you to shape your reality. Believe in yourself, take action, and never stop learning and growing.
Such great advice. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
This has been such a valuable conversation.
I hope our listeners feel empowered to honestly analyze themselves, create better habits, and unlock their full potential.
This has been an amazing deep dive into self-awareness. We've explored how our thoughts and beliefs can literally shape our lives, and more importantly, how we can create lasting change by understanding and transforming our inner world. Thanks for joining us on Mindset, Motivation, and Money. We'll see you next time.